Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me today, I have a player for you guys to meet. His name is Steven Stilianos. He is a tight end out of Iowa. Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to chat today.
Yeah, so obviously, man, you ended up starting at Lafayette College, but then eventually found your way there to Iowa, where it seems like Iowa is just a tight end factory over the past several seasons. So, but Stephen, why don't you kind of set the stage for us? Tell us where you're from and start walking through your journey a bit.
Yeah, of course. So I'm originally from like Gloucester, Virginia, close to the Williamsburg area. I went to a small boarding school, but I was a day student there called Christ Church, so I commuted back and forth. But we had people from like all over the world at the school there. Smallish football program. We probably had like 40 guys on our varsity team. I kind of did everything. I actually played quarterback, defensive line, did some kicking, just kind of the Swiss Army knife on the field. Had a pretty good senior year. Was a relatively like low level recruit, got a scholarship to Lafayette and as a tight end. And even though I hadn't really played tight end much in college, the frame kind of checked out, and kind of just jumped on that and went in there, made an impact as a freshman, started some games as a freshman, continued to learn the position and progress, and then worked my way up to graduating with the COVID year and everything, and the transfer portal becoming a thing, and Lafayette not having grad school, it was just an undergrad institution. Thought it would make the most sense to grad transfer, and some of the film I had put out there, made my way out to Iowa, and just the first year was kind of humbling coming out here and not playing as much as I wanted, but I got to learn a lot and got to really improve, and then just kept working and got to see some rewards this year on the field.
Cool. So let's backtrack just a little bit and then fill in a little bit for people. So um, went to high school out in Virginia. You said Christ Schools Church.
Christchurch, yeah,
Yes, yeah, something, yeah, Christ Church. Uh,
yeah,
and so and then you had also mentioned playing a little bit of everything there in high school, including some quarterback, which is interesting. Also had in my notes that you did some other sports, some baseball, some basketball. Um,
yeah.
talk to me about you as a high school athlete. Do you have any memories of you as a high school athlete that you want to share?
Yeah, for sure. So my freshman year of high school, I was probably like 186 2, just like a scrawny little 14-year-old. And I was like our third string quarterback, got a couple snaps when we blowed some people out at the end of the year, but didn't really play a whole bunch and on the varsity team. And our first two in our state semifinals games, our first two guys go down, and I just got thrown in the fire. And I remembered it. It was like the biggest stadium we played in all year and stuff. And I'd only played like youth league and middle school football. I was just like, it was crazy to me. And I came in there, got the job done, threw a couple nice passes, didn't turn the ball over or anything. So we ended up winning the game. Then the next week it didn't go as well, but it was still kind of cool to get in there and show what I show what I was made of as a 14-year-old, and then kind of started progressing within that. And I actually played and started quarterback the next 3 years at my high school, and also played on the D line as well.
Cool. So how long have you played football?
I started when I was about fourth or fifth, I think fourth grade. So quite a while now. I mainly just as a kid wanted to play quarterback because it was the main position, and I wasn't bad at it, but I think I'm glad I made the switch to tight end.
Gotcha. So, again, out of high school, end up going to Lafayette College, and then ultimately making that switch to tight end. How did that switch happen, man? Like, how was that able to work for you? You know, when you came on board.
Yeah, I kind of went on the recruiting trail as just a football player, kind of talking to coaches and going to camps and seeing where they saw me projecting. Some saw me D line, some saw me QB, some saw me tight end. Lafayette was one of the places that saw me as a tight end, so I actually came to their camp and worked out as a tight end there, and they offered me as a tight end, not long after that camp. So I just kind of embraced that, jumped into it. So I never was a quarterback at Lafayette and then transitioned. I came in as a tight end. So it was a big learning curve, especially learning the position at college. But I think that helped from like a technique and fundamental standpoint where I was able to kind of start fresh and learn from there.
Well, I mean, I suppose that helps. I mean, and then again, um, there has to be some part of you uh, where maybe perhaps your time spent as a quarterback maybe even helped you as a tight end. I don't know if you can confirm that or not, but I mean, what would you think?
Well, absolutely. As a tight end, you're exposing zone coverages a lot. And I think just reading safeties, reading defenses, seeing how people are playing you, leverages and stuff, all that stuff translate from quarterback. So now you're just in a little bit different spot on the field, but I think being able to see that and processing that stuff quickly was definitely an advantage in the passing game. And then like in the running game, just knowing like the buck point, the mic, where the ball is heading, like I would know where my guys were blocking as a quarterback. So I think that helped to translate as well.
Cool. So, again, there at Lafayette College, pretty decent, tight end there in that conference, that being the Patriot League.
Yeah.
I know you were at least all conference athlete a couple of times, during your time there. Give me some idea of your experience there and really how they utilized you as a tight end.
Yeah, it was great. I was two-time first team all conference there, and it was just a great opportunity to get out there and compete with a bunch of my best friends. They had me kind of doing everything as a tight end. I was off the ball mostly. Kind of we would run a lot of like play actions where it would get me in the flat, stretch the field vertically, some duo, some outside zone. A lot of that stuff was the main stuff we ran there. Um, and I think I showcased a lot of versatility. They split me out some. They had me in the backfield a little bit, like running lead plays and stuff. So it was more of a Swiss Army knife there compared to what I did at Iowa here being more of like an inline guy. But I think that definitely helped to be able to show that I can do a number of things.
Yeah, I mean, really utilized a lot more in the passing game there at Lafayette. Of course, like you said, kind of being offset somewhat, going, maybe being one of the guys who's targeted very often. But again, you end up finishing up your time there at Lafayette, and then moving on. You're trying to move on to go to to further your your resume. And what better place to go to than Iowa? So, talk about that whole process about getting in the portal and then landing where you currently are.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a blessing to get out here, but it was a really cool process because I didn't really get the bigger schools looking at me out of high school. It was pretty cool to go on some official visits and see what it's like from a Power Five football perspective and actually like talking to these coaches and getting a bunch of offers and stuff. So it was an awesome experience, and I ended up choosing Iowa just because of the guys out here felt really at home and the success they've had at the position. I mean, there was definitely easier paths to the field elsewhere, but I thought that I could come here, get developed, and really hone my skills and become a more complete tight end by coming out here.
I mean, let's just face it. I mean, you go out there, you get trained by some of the best guys who do it. So,
Absolutely
um,
great strength and conditioning program, and great Coach Ferentz, the staff has just been here for so long, and we get guys coming back, NFL guys coming back to train and stuff. So it's just really cool. You don't get that everywhere. Like, I mean, Coach Ferentz has been here for what, like 25 years now. So all the former players that come back, it's just a testament to the culture and what he's built out here.
yeah, I want to say he's one of like the most longest tenured coaches, if
Yeah,
not the longest tenured coach.
he's got to be up there. Yeah, for sure.
So again, being part of a couple different offenses, you slightly different there at Iowa. What do you feel separates you as a prospect, as a guy who hopefully one day will, get to the next level?
Yeah, I think I'm a tough player, and I'll just do whatever's asked of me. Whether it's just being gritty in the run game as just being used as like a blocker, or if you want to split me out or really feature me in the pass game, I think I can do it all. I can pick up on offenses really quickly. I had this offense out here learned, through camp pretty quickly. So I think that I'm an intelligent player. I understand the game. I understand defenses, and I can do a number of things well. So I think just finding the right spot and finding the right situation, I'll be able to flourish.
So let's talk through a couple of different things, if you don't mind. So let's talk about you first as a receiver. So what's that one route that you like to run? For the quarterback. That one that you are most comfortable doing. So uh, talk me through something like that.
Yeah, I love running like circus routes, like corners sort of thing. Just finding out who the deep defender is, attacking leverage, and just breaking out and uh catching the ball. I think that's one of my favorite routes, and then just love like seams over the middle too in general, like cover two, ripping it towards the middle of the field and getting the ball like that. So I think those are my two favorite routes.
And then on the flip side, I mean, obviously, at Iowa, they're using you a lot as a blocker. What's that one run play you like here?
Yeah, I think being the front side of gap scheme this year, I ran a lot of that. Just tray blocking with the tackle, just working that defensive end of the backside backer, getting your nose in there. I think that was one of my favorite blocks this year. Because we ran a lot of 11 personnel counter with the tight end as the puller at Lafayette, but we didn't really run too much 12 personnel where the tight end was on the front side of the play. So we did quite a bit of that here, and I thought it was fun just going and taking a shot and being aggressive on the front side and moving defensive linemen.
Yeah, so I mean, Steven, now, I mean, you're the guy who's like the lead blocker. You go from being the maybe lead target as a receiver to maybe now the lead blocker. So a little bit of a different, I guess, I don't know, mentality maybe. But I mean, obviously, you have to take what you're given when it comes to like the scheme that you're a part of. So
Absolutely.
but hey, over the years, I mean, I know you've faced a lot of great competition, whether it be there in the Patriot League with Lafayette, or obviously in the Big Ten, for Iowa. So, what's been like some of your competition, man? Like, who's maybe lined up against you, man? Who's been the guy who's been one of the toughest guys for you over the years?
Yeah, I think in the Big Ten championship game against Michigan, we went up like Chris Jenkins. They knew that we were running a lot of gap schemes, so he was stunting back into me. So he was just a big load to try to move. And he was talking a little bit too, so we were getting after it in there. So that was fun, and I think just competition at Iowa in the tight end room is great too. Like Eric's been here, Luke's been here, Sam's been out here, so they're all just great guys. We're all best of friends, but we all like push each other to work harder. So I think that was another great reason of coming out here.
Yeah, I mean, again, definitely a tight end factory there at Iowa. Is there anyone else there that's young who's still going to be there? I mean, it seems like they're going to be losing a lot, this upcoming season.
Yeah, for sure. Addison Ostrenga played quite a bit. I think he had like 7 catches in the Big Ten championship game, and he's a true sophomore. He's a beast. He'll be next up for sure. He's a really good player, and definitely keep some eyes on him. And I think he just gets better every day. So works really hard, never complains. So I think he's going to be a real good player.
And so, Stephen, just want to take some time to reflect a little bit on you and your career. So, one thing first, obviously you come in as a freshman, uh, changing positions, and now you're leaving as obviously a tight end who's been matched up against some of the best talent in the country. What do you feel you've grown the most with? Can you kind of share like the biggest difference between you as a freshman versus now?
Yeah, I think just being comfortable in my role and just being myself, realizing that like I'm meant to be here. Like the coaches recruited me. Like no stage is too big for me. Like if you told me as a freshman, like, hey, you'll be like playing in the Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis, like I'd have been like, what? Like, oh my gosh, I thought like going to Delaware in front of like 13,000 fans was like really cool. So I think just being able to be humbled and like not let too big of a stage never let a moment get too big or like just being grounded in myself. So I think that's one thing that I've learned and just being able to like be mature, handle adversity. You never know what's going to be thrown at you from a football or life perspective. So just as you grow and mature, like you learn from your mistakes and stuff. So I think those are some of the biggest takeaways of my career.
Cool. And again, as we reflect, man, what's that one moment, maybe even a game or a play? Like, what's the biggest thing that sticks out? Like, can you give me like, maybe that like that one moment, whether it be, you know, there at Iowa or previously at Lafayette?
Yeah, I can give you two moments if that's
Cool.
cool. Um, my junior year, I won MVP of the Lafayette Lehigh game. So that was a big deal. I had two touchdowns that game. So that's the big game that's circled on the calendar that really the two schools really only care about. So it's a huge rivalry. So to come out and win that game and also be the MVP was really special. And then I think this year, beating Illinois at home and clinching the Big Ten West was a really special moment, and just all the adversity that we had had as a team here at Iowa this year, and be able to overcome that and just keep winning close games. Staying together. It was a really special moment in the locker room after that. So that's something I'll remember forever.
Cool. Well, Stephen, let's just take a moment to step off the football field, try and figure out who this guy is under the helmet. So, anything about you that you think people need to know, your hobbies, any special talents, any interests? Give me a little something.
Yeah, I'm a big like outdoors guy. I love going hiking, seeing the national parks. You can kind of see right here. It's like a national parks poster in my room. So I love like traveling. I've been to probably 15, 20 other countries with my family. So I've been able to see the world quite a bit. And I'm also engaged, which is a huge
Congrats.
accomplishment for myself. And it's the best decision I've ever made. So I think yeah, those are some things about me. I'm also like a Christian and like rooted in my faith. So something I hold like pretty close to my heart. So yeah.
Cool. So first you had mentioned a little bit about traveling at, a guy who likes to be outdoors and, maybe go to like a lot of these state parks or something. But is there one place in particular that maybe might be on your bucket list that you haven't gotten to yet?
Yeah, I want to go up to like Glacier National Park in Montana. Um I've heard so much awesome stuff about Montana and just want to get up there and see it for myself and maybe like go skiing and stuff up there too. So, but I'll hold on that until after football, but so I don't get hurt. But um yeah, I want to get up there and I also want to go to like Mount Rainier and Washington. I haven't really been to the Pacific Northwest too much. So up there, there's a lot of natural beauty that I want to go explore.
Cool. Couple other questions, again, just non-football related, just for
Yeah.
fun. Uh, let's see, favorite snack food.
Ooh. Um, Probably like movie theater popcorn. That's my go-to. Like get some microwave popcorn or if I'm going to the movies, like that's just chill out and eat some popcorn.
Okay, so movie theater popcorn. What are you watching, man? What's your go-to these days?
Like action movies, action and comedies, the typical like Step Brothers, that sort of stuff's like my fiance calls them stupid movies, but I think they're hilarious. Um, those and then just like action movies. I don't know. I watched the new Hunger Games was pretty good, and some like the James Bond stuff, and yeah.
Cool. Is there perhaps a celebrity who you'd love an opportunity to meet, whether it be a musician, an actor, or an athlete? Anybody who comes to mind?
Um, Yeah, I would like to. I would like to meet President Trump just to hear what he has to say. Just his outlook on becoming a successful businessman and then just eventually right. Like he is like kind of a controversial figure, but I think he's a genius and he's just like was the president of America. Just to hear his story and how he did that, I think it would just be pretty cool to like sit down and chop it up with him.
Definitely be interesting, and I'll just
Yeah.
leave it at that.
I mean, I just would want to talk to him. I think some of the stuff he says is like pretty funny, and like he'd be like a good guy to like sit down and just like have a conversation with.
Sure,
So
why not? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
let's just leave it at that.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
um, and then obviously, man, you want to try to, get to the next level. Is there maybe a guy playing in the NFL right now who you love to take get a catch, like a touchdown catch from? Like, who's that one quarterback you'd love to work with?
Well, it would have been Tom Brady, but he's obviously done. He had a crazy career, but I think it would be pretty cool to catch a touchdown from Mahomes. I mean, just the crazy plays that he makes, how he can extend the plays, and I think it would be pretty cool to play with him.
Well, whether it's with him or with someone else, I mean, hopefully you'll get that opportunity very soon.
For
So,
sure.
um, as we wrap up our time, man, I want you to go ahead and give all those scouts, just your pitch, man. Like, how, why they need to take a chance on you, bring you into their franchise, and you know, why you would be a great addition. So,
Yeah.
go ahead
I mean,
and close us out.
sure. Yeah, I'm just someone that will come in, do the right thing, show up on time, work hard, give it my all, and just be able to do whatever's asked of me, be coachable, and just whether it's in the run game, pass game, try my best to execute whatever my role is. So whether that's special teams, inline, split out. I think I can do a variety of different things and more than willing to do whatever it takes. And, I'm a tireless worker and someone that has been told that is one of the most coachable players they've ever had. So, someone that will take coaching, won't get offended, and will just continue to work all the time. So, I think I offer a lot.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a really good size tight end. I mean, again, about 6'5". What are you at? Like 260 now, or what?
I'm like 255.
255. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, definitely a really good size tight end and a guy who's been the number one target as receiver and also knows how to be the lead blocker. So, Stephen, we wish you very best of luck in this process, and you take care of yourself. All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
No problem. What again? Steven Stilianos, tight end, Iowa. Check him out.
Thanks.